How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my Eurotrance remix. The track is a remix of Silva Bumpa's Without You. This was a competition that ran on Locked On Records, and it was basically like the best remix I think got a release, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this was about a year ago now. The song was released last January. I'm going to show you now how I made that project. You might find it useful. I was going to do like casual walkthrough, but yeah, here is a snippet of what we're going to be going through. First, we've got the intro. First we've got is this bass. So it's like a Reese bass. Yeah, from UK Garage Volume 3. Is it a Reese Classic 1 preset? So yeah, we've got an oscillator A, so if you want to make this from scratch, basic shapes, and it's going to be like that. And let's turn it to a saw. You want the exact same in oscillator B. Pitch this one down, -33. Pitch this one up, +33. The main sort of sound comes from this filter, so let's bring a sound out out. So let's just mess this up so I can do it from scratch. So it's going to look something like this. Turn it on. MG load 24. Res up. And let's lock this in. Key mode without it. It doesn't move. But if you click key mode, if the note goes up, so for example, so if I've got key mode on, up, so it's going to keep moving up, then back down, and the note goes down, so it's going to move up and down the frequencies with the note. Yeah, a lot of people overlook the key note thing, but yeah, clicking that definitely helps the sound feel like more in your face, so yeah, it's definitely worth trying. So yeah, let's lock that in. We went quite muted, so yeah, about 280. Or like 230, anywhere from 200 to 300 basically. In terms of effects, we've got this chorus. So yeah, that's basically all default. And then we've added 29% chorus. And we've also got a small bit of dimension. And that's at 19%. But yeah, it's a pretty simple patch. We've also got on the noise, the organic, so analog, organic. But we've got that really quiet at only like 7%. But yeah, everything else is pretty simple. In terms of notes, yeah, we're in the key of B major. So yeah, we're just following up B, C sharp, D sharp, down to G sharp, and up to G sharp. And when you're making you're sort of like a Reese speed gauge Reese, right? So to make them less boring, you've got to make sure at some point you do a little pitch shift. So this is the same note, but obviously up an octave. So I could have done it. So yeah, just basically makes it more exciting. Otherwise, it's going to be really boring, just slogging along. Like if that wasn't there, it'd just be really repetitive. And so yeah, it's good to add sort of like pitch changes. So you can also do it at the end of every note, but there might be a bit overkill. So yeah, I just did it once right at the end. In terms of effects, we've got this auto filter. So that's just taking out some of the low end until this sort of like drop bit. This making all the bass mono underneath 200 hertz. And this bass just taking out all the sub below 30 hertz. So yeah, that's that for processing. And if we have now a look, we've got this ARP. So this is actually quite interesting. So it sounds like there's so much going on, but it's all coming from one plugin. I'm going to start by looking at the MIDI. So it's just following this same bass pattern, and then I've pitched it up. So we've got the root note, the B, and then we've got a fifth, and then we've got that fifth again, but up one octave. And I've done the same for all of these. So yeah, those are the chords, pretty simple. Just following the exact same as the bass. If we have a look at the plugin, so this is by Arturia. And it's the augmented voices. It's quite an interesting plugin. This is the Fiery Rise preset. As you can see, there's like loads and loads of different ones. So that was more like a pad. Most of them are pads. Or like horrible things like that. I mean, a lot of the presets on there, I'm not going to lie. But there are a few bangers. Like example, the one I used. If you go to like the vocal section, there's some alright ones in here. So it's basically just like vocal pads. if you keep digging, you'll find something you like. It's just like any plugin really. But you don't really have much control of anything. If you go to like advanced, you can select like the vocal phrases and stuff like this. But to be honest, it all ends up sounding a bit the same. This obviously took me ages to find, but it's just like a preset. In terms of processing, we've got this dist cold fire. So it's a distortion. Just makes it a bit louder, you know, a bit of drive, but it's not too noticeable. And then we've got this a bit warmer, which is like a classic. Just makes everything a little bit louder. Great, next we have the strings. I do apologise, I've not really looked at this project. So yeah, I'm sort of doing this on the fly. So I'm learning on the way as you are. So yeah, we've got the Solana V2 string. And again, this is from Arturia. I was also using a few Arturia. But yeah, this is the Solana strings. It's like a classic string preset, or plugin, sorry. This is the only preset I actually like to use, the blue strings. I find the others a bit grainy or like harsh. Yeah, I mean, this is like a really old synth that they've obviously made like digital. But yeah, this blue strings preset's sweet. Next layer, Oxygen 8, same plugin. If you didn't have that plugin, alternatively, you could use the Korg M1. That's probably what I use the most. That's got some nice strings. So Korg M1. If you haven't got this plugin, then you kind of need to get it. Strings, and then I'd go prog, and then like soft string, strings 1. Yeah, that's a decent plugin for strings. And in terms of other ones, there's a few like Roland ones. You have to pay them on like a subscription. Spitfire Audio, I don't know if they still have labs, because that was banging, but I feel like they got rid of that. Because this used to be free, and this is made by like the BBC or some shit. But yeah, labs, if they've still got that, let's have a look. Yeah, so this string, Spitfire Audio Labs, if you haven't got any plugins, then this is a very good plugin to use for strings, and it's free, and there's like loads of different packs you can use. So yeah, definitely check that out for free strings. Yeah, in terms of MIDI, mate, I don't even know what the MIDI is in this. I'm just sort of making it up, I think. So yeah, we're going up a third, and then what's that? It's like a ninth. Yeah, I'm just like free flowing whatever sounds good with like the vocal stuff. It's quite far in the back of the track, so you can't really hear it. But yeah, we've got this sidechain. When you're making strings, you should always sidechain them, but make sure it's only pumping, so sidechain in when the kick's playing, otherwise it will sound silly. We've got this frozen string. Just sounds like one of these, but frozen, like consolidated. Let's move on now to the drums. So yeah, this is what they sound like. This is like in like the prelude. Nice. But then hear them in the drop. Really funky. Loads of fucking loops going on there. So let's just start from the top and work our way down. So we've got this hat. Nice. And that's layered with 2 claps. No processing, just claps. On the hats, no processing either. And then we've got this ride. And we've got another ride. So that's probably enough rides, but then for some reason I've gone fuck it, added a 3rd ride, which is a bit overkill to be honest. And like, imagine if you play it in like a club, your ears would be fucking bleeding. 3 rides, sounds alright, so fuck it. Then we've got another top. It's like a percussion top. And then on top of that we've got this layer, which is more like hats and rides and shit. So yeah, I've gone fucking overkill on the rides. Altogether, sounds pretty fucking sweet. Got this kick. It's just a normal kick. Drum processing. We've got this drum bus. Yeah, bit of drive, bit of crunch, and turn down the trim. The trim's always on 0, so yeah, make sure you turn it down, otherwise it's gonna be really fucking loud. And then we've got this Saturn 2 to make the hats even crispier. V1 preset, all round. Crisp and mid-saturation, crispy fat to 6 bands SM. Pretty flat. with it. Really like brings out that energy, I'd say. With that, really flat, huh? With it. Yeah, I'm really liking it actually. Let's have a look at the kick and the bass. MIDI is the exact same as the Reese bass, even with that note up here, but it's just on the offbeat. In terms of the sound, oh yeah, this is a preset from my Eurotrance pack, so Eurotrance Volume 1. You can get that from the link in the description. Yeah, let's have a look. This is the preset Dream. So oscillator A, analog, BS2 filthy, pitch down -2, and then the exact same oscillator B, BS2 acid. So obviously different waveform. So it's gonna sound like this. Then we need to turn on this filter, MG Low 24, come over to envelope 2, and it's going to look like this. We then want to curve it down, put a bit of release on it, drag it over onto the cutoff, drag that down. Then use this little headphone icon, the blue thing, to drag that up. Say about 56. You could open it up more if you want, if you wanted to punch through the mix more. Then you're going to want more high end, so yeah, it's really up to you. A lot of this stuff is like taste things, you know what I mean? So we've got that envelope 1 I'm controlling the level with. So again, sculpt this to look something like this. I've got like a lot of hold, or a little bit of hold, sorry, not a lot. And then I've dragged that onto the level. It just helps make it more plucky. So this is the shape that this is going up. So it's coming up really quick and it's going down. As you can see. We've then got this sub as well, so sine wave just helps to add some low end. Great, in terms of effects, all we have is this another filter. So MG Low 24, cut off on 132, and then this envelope is doing the exact same thing as it was doing on this. So we're double filtering it. So if I turn this off, just making sure like no extra high end gets through. But yeah, it's not doing a whole lot, if I'm being honest. Also, one last thing, on oscillator B, I pitched it up +7. Otherwise it's gonna sound like this. So it's always making like a chord. The next layer we got is also Serum. It's really quiet, you can't really hear it in the mix, to be honest. Digital, FT add seconds. Again in this, pitch this one up, and adjust the waveform 21 and 10, so they're slightly different. Normal, high 18, cut out some of the low end. That's it really. You can't even really hear that. It's kind of pointless, but it's in there, so I'm showing you it. Adds a little bit more high end. We've also got this distortion on the back, a mix of 60 and a drive of 60. Now let's have a look at the lead. This is my favorite part of the song. I really like the melody for this. Because we're using an offbeat bass, it means we can be really loose with our melody. We are obviously in the same key, B major, and we're starting from a 5th up. So 5th is the F sharp. This is always a good point to start your leads. So yeah, we're starting from a 5th up and then just working our way down. And then coming back up. And when you're making a good lead sound, you want it to be catchy. And to make stuff catchy, it has to repeat itself a lot. So as you can see, I've only used like 2 bars. Like if I was to make this much longer, like 4-bar whole progression, it wouldn't be as repetitive and it wouldn't be as catchy. Like some of the most catchy and best leads. So for example, one of the best leads in history is this M83 Midnight City. And again, that is like a 2-bar. I mean, that's like a 1-bar progression, to be honest. But yeah, as you can hear, it's really repetitive. And that's like, in my opinion, one of the best leads of all time. So yeah, let's have a look at the sound. So yeah, this is from the Eurotrance Volume 1 pack. It's the Silva preset. So this sound is basically coming from oscillator A, FMing from B, I believe. If I turn that down, I'll turn it up. So yeah, FM from B. It's giving that sort of plucky sound. And then we're using this filter to sort of cut out some of that. Envelope 1's also making it nice and short, so makes that short. Otherwise it's going to be really long. Cool. And lead 2. Is the lead B dop. So we got, yeah, analog, DS, saw, and triangle. Got that in oscillator B as well. Bit of unison on each. Again, short thing going on here, and LFO1 controlling the filter. So, example, just doing this. We've also got a lot of delay and loads of reverb. As you can hear, it's kind of like cinematic-y or like airy. I'll turn it off. Much more boring. I'll turn it on. The decay of 9.3 seconds, so that's what's making it so sort of airy. Cool, and then lastly, you've just got these effects. Crashes. And noise sweeps. Really simple. Great guys, thank you very much for watching. I know it's a bit of a long, unplanned video, but yeah, I hope you found some hidden gems in there. And yeah, I will see you next week with the new Speed Garage pack. Right, cheers, see you later.